Okay, it's about 2 days later, and I've put the insulation back in, put the trims back in, put that screw in, and the top screw. That's all back in because it's all been cleaned and put the seat belt through. So that's looking really nice and good. The problem we have, and I've got my wet vac out again, is, well, the good thing is that's now watertight. There is no water getting through there. It's still dry. There's no water on the floor. I can't say the same for the passenger side. Where that drain hole just here where I'm pointing, there's a load of water. So yeah, that's not good. I don't know where it's coming from because it doesn't look like it's coming from there at all, because you'd see more evidence of it. It'd be more like that side. It looks like it's coming from the firewall. Now, I suspect that's a drain plug issue, so what we're going to do is get the scuttle off. Right, now, as far as I can see with the scuttle, you've got to prise these outer clips off. Okay, you've got a few at the back and a few there, and then you've got some clips under here. I might need to remove the bottle, which I just noticed has got still the same level of fluid, so it's good that's not leaking. So we're going to take those two screws out to access this little clip here. You've got to pinch them together, and then we will take these wiper arms off. Now, to be honest with you, I was going to look at the wiring for the wiper, because obviously there's nothing wrong with that Petron unit, the Petron relays, as far as I'm concerned. So the intermittent relay, the intermittent wiper issue may be due to a connection with the motor. So we will see about that. We're going to get the whole thing out and just clean it out, because I've been told that this is a fairly common issue as well. With the clips, you'll notice there's a little notch at the top just to put a little pick in or something, so it'll literally be a case of doing that. There you go, that's gone. Oh no, it hasn't, not quite. There we go, it's just eased off, and there we go, out. There comes the clip. Oh, half of it's still left in. The other one came out fully. It came out in one piece. That's all right. Right, next I'm going to release the wiper spindles. This might be a bit tricky, but we'll try and whack it back off. Now these are, I believe, they're just opening caps. There we go. So take that off. Lovely. Job done. Breaking that off might be tricky. I might have to use a wiper extraction tool, which I have, and don't drop your spanner all the way down there. Well, that was really easy because I had to battle a certain Mark 1 Focus with getting these spindles off, and there's a couple of tricks. What you do, if you've got one of those like ball joint splitter extractors, like very similar to ball joint extractors, they go on the wiper spindles and they clamp. And what you do, when you've got that pressure, you bang it with a hammer and it comes off. But this literally came off really, really easy. Wow. Okay, I was expecting a fight with that, but that's going to come off. I'm going to get some new blades for these, but yeah. Right, I'll put these aside, and we'll get that one off. That might be interesting in the corner. Whew. I'm sorry I'm not doing this on camera, guys, but that was really tricky getting it from that angle. It literally exploded off. That was stuck on, but a bit of penetrating fluid, and it actually came off the actual spline bit there. But what you've got to be careful of here is I got the pry bar tool like that from this angle because it's the best angle to actually get at that, but you've got to be so careful and be prepared. Use one with a soft grip, because if that hits the wind, if basically when that wiper arm, come on camera, when that wiper arm breaks off, you're going to go like that. Do not have a solid pry bar because you're going to smash the windscreen. You've got to be very careful. You have to think about things like that when you're doing these sort of jobs, and that is going to come out. And yeah, this is going to be replaced as well. So, oh God, I tripped over the other one and the hammer. So working in the dark is really fun. Right, now we can get all these clips. Now I believe these clips just need a bit of a pry. I'll have a look at them and see how we get them off. Right, to get all these clips out, there's one over there and there's another here. I'll just show you. Just get a pry bar under it, so just go in like this and just ease up. Okay, just be very gentle and it will just pull out. It's literally, oh, come on, one of these fir tree clips. They're nasty things these. I see that's been half butchered already. Has somebody been in, I wonder? We'll take the rest off. And hey presto, it has started to rain again. Now to get the whole scuttle off after you've got all those clips out, you've got to move the shroud for the actual windscreen itself. So then you can get some movement, and I believe that if I just keep going with my hand, I'm sorry about the lighting, that is now free. I've just got to free it on that side in exactly the same manner. Excuse me, might need some light. The weather has just been totally horrendous to any sort of work these days. Just get your hand and just point. There you go. You haven't cracked anything, just you've moved the clip away, and then you can get some movement on this. So I'll move that out of the way and we'll get that off. Move it out that way, we'll just push it up. Bit watery down this side, but that isn't too bad, you know. Might not have a leak coming from this area, which is a bit puzzling, but we're going to take it off anyway. If I can do this on camera. No, I can't. I'll take it off. There we go. Out it comes. And I've dropped a clip. Oh yes, I've seen it. Right, just put that in there. Wow, okay. We can do a bit of cleaning up to that. But I have got to get the car cover back on, because obviously now I've taken the scuttle off, we can see a lot. I don't want water going in there. That'll be another excuse for a leak. But all that, there's a lot of rubbish along here, so that's gonna have to be cleaned out. And then we can get access to the motor and everything. But tonight I'm gonna have to put a car cover over that. They don't look very good. Yeah, they look a bit dirty to me. Yeah, so we're gonna have to clean all of this out and wash it out with a hose. Ironic, it's raining. Right, while we're in the swing of it, we'll take the whole wiper out. So we'll disconnect the connector. There's 4 bolts. There's one, I think they're 10 mils, 2, 3, 4, and the whole thing comes out. Shouldn't take too long to take these out. And then we'll take off that wiring connector, and we're going to have a right old clean of that wiring, because I suspect there could be a wire there that is not very good, hence why it's not working on intermittent. Although these wipers can go wrong. I have noticed that the wipers are not parking properly, so it's possible that it might be goose, but we're going to clean it up like anything else. Push connection, so what we'll do, which way is it? I'll push it that way. I'll do it off camera actually. Push down and shut. There we go. It's much easier when you do it off camera. Just take away that. Okay, right, that's all released. Now the whole thing should just pivot straight out, so we might just have to shimmy this a little bit. So that's come out. Mind the wiring, tuck the wiring underneath while you push it out, and yep, it's just fallen back in. Come on, very difficult one indeed. There we go, and just pull the whole thing. There we go. There it comes. Nice. You have one wiper mechanism. Yeah, the ball joints could do with a bit of cleaning. And yeah, it just needs a bit of a clean around there, particularly the part switch. I know that tends to go wrong. Anyway, we'll put it in the pile of like with the scuttle. Let's just put it down there on the floor. Lovely. Right. Okay. I think what I'm just going to do is brush this up. So literally get my degreaser in there. Get it all in. Look at the scum coming off that. The bottom of the windscreen is filthy. Okay. Right. Lovely. Wow. This is what you come to see, isn't it, guys? The OCD cleaners that we, some of us are anyway. But I'm going to do a really good screen. Now, there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with this actually. It's draining quite nicely, but could always do with a clean to make it even better. We do not want water standing around doing nothing. And the idea is of cleaning, when dirt like this builds up, it just forms a barrier against other particles and dirt and rain from getting out. See, there's a bit of rust just here. I might treat that, but I can't see anything else in here that's really bad. Ooh, ah. This is filthy. Never seen this sort of treatment before. Right, I'll come back when it's all brushed up. Right, using a very low pressure, we're just going to get all this out. Ooh, very low pressure indeed, because so I just don't want too much mess. Just do it at the bottom. Okay. There we go. We want to see water running, and we're just going to do this all the way across. Try not to wet the ECU. Yeah, naturally it just smothers itself. So I'll come back when all this is completely washed away. Right, we have literally hosed out quite diligently. There's just a few little areas here, but the only thing that you're going to have to be aware of is water will get into the fan just a little bit, no matter how careful you are. But that's really clean now. I'm really happy with what's come out. Both the drain passages at the end, that one, and then this one down here, they seem pretty happy as well, which is brilliant. The only other thing I've got to do is, because water's gone down there, yes, there has been water ingress. Now I need to find out exactly where that has come from. Right, there's a couple of things you need to know. I'll just put my torch there because my head torch has decided to give up the ghost, as they do. Just stay there. These clips, right, now they are brittle. There is a reason I've taken this off. Sorry, camera. These clips sit like that, and they receive a clip like this, but as you can see, they can shear off, so that basically inserts into that. These are different. They go in between. They're literally there to wedge the whole thing in. So these are different. You need a different connector. Unfortunately, a couple of mine have snapped off. That is something, unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with. I'll probably get some new ones. But anyway, I think we might have found the mystery of the water. Now, I don't know if I can show you too far up, but basically there is water coming right from the top. And I'll tell you what, it looks like it's coming, oh, excuse me, from this exact seam here. Just here, this seam. Get my camera in the right angle. I'd suspect the water runs down here, and there's somewhat of a seam cut here. I'm going to clean all this up and put some silicone around, because I don't like that, and it could be what's causing the issue. But yeah, that would not help as far as this is concerned. We're just going to wait for it to dry out a little bit more. I'm going to have to chuck the car cover on and tonight because I'm not going to be able to sort this. This all needs cleaning. I mean, I've just put a hose over the scuttle panel, and yeah, that's going to need a bit of a refurb job on the bench. I am going to have this as possibly a whole video, so the next time, well, the next shot will be of me putting it all back in. Right, the following day, I am now going to dry the entire scuttle with my heat gun, and we're just going to get in there and heat up some of that, some of the corners, just to make sure it is completely bone dry. I'm also going to put seam sealer down, which is my preferred choice in this case because I think silicon's a bit too thin. And I'm also going to have a look around the actual catches, because I've got a feeling that could actually leak down, because where this is, that's where it starts. But I think there's another one. I mean, that's the drain hole. I'm going to put some seam sealer around this piece as well, because I think this piece is also cracking. So some here, some on this side. I'm going to have a look around here as well. I may do the same on the other side. We'll see how it goes. It has cracked quite a bit now, you can see. So we're going to get in there with seam sealer. Now this is the stuff I use. It's Granville Body Shop brushable seam sealer, and it is really good stuff. It is grey, it's not black seam sealer, but where it's going, it doesn't matter. It's going to do a really important job if it works. Okay, suitable disposable paintbrush, and nice. Now I need to see where I'm applying this first. Let's have a look. So I'm going to try and apply some just to this seam here. Okay. Just a bit there. Okay, might need a bit more than that. And I think the best way is to just get tacking straight on. There you go, straight on. Well, I can put some here, just straight on. Straight on, there you go. Well, that was a mess. I have just gone as much as I can. It is not neat. Half of that's going to be covered up anyway. Some of it has gone on. It's down there in the corner. That's the important bit. Some of it has just not gone on well. The problem is you really need to remove that grommet in order to actually do a really neat job on that. But I've just managed to put it on. I will put another coat on, and I'll just massage it just so it looks a little bit more presentable. But it is a functional repair. It is not going to be seen. The coolant bottle goes on this bit, so as long as it doesn't leak, I don't mind. I think I'm going to have to put some sealant down there though, because I can't get down that bit, but it stops about there, and that's the important bit. So I'm quite happy about that, and this is quite neat as well. It doesn't look as neat on the camera, but it is much better in real life. At the end of the day, it's all been massaged so that the water goes straight into the scuttle as quickly as possible, and not lurks around in cracks where it shouldn't be, and that is half the cause of leaks really. But now I'm going to vacuum the inside of this seal. If I just bring you round it, something I discovered the other day, there's a seal there, that seal there, in there, that is falling apart, that seal, and it's in, I don't know what sort of why it's there. It does have a purpose, but it's falling apart and falling into the fan, so I might have to take the fan off. Right, it is much easier to actually take the whole fan off. The fan is just, where are we, there we go, it's held in by, looks like 8mm bolts, one there, and there's one around the back. I believe that's the only connections. Obviously we've got an electrical connector somewhere, but we're going to drop the fan so that when we start getting that foam out, we can actually vacuum it properly and have a good look. Easy as you like, these screws are literally falling out. Literally the fan should have just come off in me. Oh, it has. It's gone. Right, there's the electric. Oh, there's a load of water. That's a good job we got that out, and a load of foam has come out as well. Okay. Yeah, good job we did this. So I'll take off that connector. It's one of these. Is it one of these squish jobbies? Yeah. I've just got to get my hand in there and then take that off and pop a look. Right, with the plug, just press this tang in and then it just comes straight out. There's a bit of leaves in here. We'll dry this up actually, but that feels nice. No bearing noises whatsoever. We'll just vacuum the excess out of that. Well, just that out, and I'll put some contact cleaner on that, and yeah, might need to vacuum up in here. Getting a lot of mess in here. Okay. All good. Now we've got a complete hole through the car, because I believe that the cabin filter is on its way. It may be done in a separate video of that. But now I'm literally going to break that foam up. Now you can't see particularly well. Put that there. See, you can see the foam is just starting to break up, so I'm literally just going to probably see if I can put my vacuum straight in there and just suck as much of that as possible. But this is all coming off, so I'd rather it come off now than rather later on and get stuck in that fan, and then having to take all the scuttle off again to do this. I'd rather not. Stick it all the way down there. And so. Oh god, it's coming off. That took 2 seconds. Yeah, straight down into the bottom of the car. But all that foam is now removed. As far as I can do, so you can see there it's all gone, so at least it can't fall in, and now we'll just vacuum the inside of the car, and then we can start putting everything back together. I've just vacuumed up the excess. I've just put the torch through that hole so you can see exactly what it is through. Oh, well, you can't, but basically there's quite a bit of water that's gone through. We're just going to clean this out before we put the fan motor back in. But the fan motor looks really good, so we're just going to give it an electric contact clean, bit of a dry up the housing as I've said, and then put the wiper motor linkage back in. I think it's worth noting, just get the plug on this side, otherwise you're going to be fighting. Well, it's already fighting with me. Just trying to get that motor in there. Oh, it's just falling in. There we go. And we'll see if we can, well, you don't want it down there. There we go, that's lined up. Lovely. Right, that's like that. And there you go. Right, that is sitting as it should be. And now just put the 4 bolts back in, reversal as before. Look how clean it is. It's so satisfying. I think this is one of the most satisfying jobs on any car, cleaning the scuttle. I've done a few now, and the transformation is ridiculous. You go from a leaf string, muddy, clay, nasty, ugh, all sorts of connotated stuff in here, and then you flush it all out and it looks like this, and you think, yeah, that was well worth it. And it's only a job, ironically, same with this situation, people only do these jobs when they've got leaks inside the car. Some cars you have to take, like Focus Mark 1s, you need to take that half of the scuttle in 2 pieces. You have to take that half off to change the pollen filter, which I think is an absolutely terrible design. I think the scuttle on a Mark 1 Focus is one of the most awful designs ever. It is designed to leak. and having one that isn't leaking, at the moment, touch wood, I'm not messing with it. The pollen filter in the Focus is actually 4 years old, and you're supposed to change it every couple of years. They get dirty within 12 months with the air pollution we get these days. No, I'm not changing it until I get some suspicion of leaking. That's the truth. You don't mess with these things unless you have to. Right, now, in terms of the problem we have with the intermittent wiper switch, I'm hoping that it can be cured just by a clean up. Something tells me it might not be a case of that. There might be something internally wrong. I'm interested. Trico. My God, that is a name from the past, isn't it? I didn't know that Trico still existed in 2004. Yeah, made in the UK. They were pretty much the wiper part supplier to British Leyland back in the day. I remember having a certain Trico washer pump wipers on a certain P6. But anyway, the green and black wire is the one that we test for the intermittent wiper. If we continue to not have these problems, then I may just do that in the future, but at the moment I'm really not concerned. My MOT tester is not that fussy at all, trust me. It's just something that doesn't quite work. As long as I know that the Petron unit works fully, and it does, then honestly it could be something stupid, but I'm just going through all the basics here. I would just see what happens. Now, to get the scuttle back on, I'd recommend doing it exactly the way we took it off. So if I just bring it round here, again, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go that end in, okay, and then you're going to have to hook that in on that side. These rubber ends are a bit fiddly. I must say these are a bit fiddly to get in, but this bit I think slides over the actual bonnet attachment. So if you get these panels out the way, we can start doing that. Right, you see where you can use these clips as a marker of where you should be. So it's a bit too, it needs to go further this way, but basically this piece wraps round here quite nicely, and then it should fall into place quite nicely. So I'll just keep wiggling it in. I think it might make sense actually to have a try on the other side, wiggle that in a little bit more, and then you can get it all sitting nicely. Just have a nice glance at that. That is never going to look as clean as that ever again. Sad times. Right, what I would recommend is shutting the bonnet halfway down, because that will allow you the clearance to get those plastic ends on. It's just almost shuffled into place. I've just got to go that end, but just close it halfway down, and that will give you enough room to push the grommet against the actual bonnet. Oh, I can't forget the name. Head's gone today. And then once you've kind of got it into place, just force it over the wiper spindles, and it will sort of clunk into place. And now I'm going to put the bonnet latch back on, and then we can position it correctly. And there you go, and that's how the ends should sit over here. It just comes round, sits on that end, and one sits on this. A completely useless design, which is why you need more sealant. But anyway, it's sitting nicely now. I'm really pleased about that. And it is a case of clipping these things back in. They just slide back that way, and then just put the clips in and you're done. Don't forget, when you're putting your trims back on, it has to go into that groove in the side. One thing to not forget when you're fitting these clips back in, some of them go straight into here because the seal sits like that, and you've got to put you basically got to put the clip into the seal itself. There's a couple there, and that's it really. Right, now they're all done. Some of them are a bit more looser than others, but got the top clips. Just make sure they go in. In fact, what it is best to do with these actually is just separate. Now, one go in. See this one? No, it isn't. Where is that now? There we go. Right, this one is separate, so just put the bung in and then literally just push. I've got to separate those two because that might actually be quite tricky. So put all the rest back in, and looking done and tidy. And my my headlight is flashing. Lovely. Lovely. Right. So all those people saying, oh, I just forgot the wiper arms. No, I haven't. I've put the caps on so I don't lose them. But basically the wiper arms are going to go on at a later stage. What I want to do is, I've got new wiper blades coming from them anyway, but I want to reset the wipers. I want to operate them and then know that they are in the park position, and then put the wipers on the splines a certain manner. So it might take a few times, but look how clean that is. I mean, that is just superb compared with what it was. I mean, even the seam sealer's gone off. It looks like there's been a bit of an explosion down there, and yes, you might be afraid to say there is, but I think we can say that water is going to find it very hard to penetrate the car. I am just going to put a bit of silicone seal at the bottom there, but we're just going to tidy this up a little bit. It is starting to set off, but at the end of the day, this is going to be hidden. It is not going to be seen. It is one of those repairs. I'm not an artist when it comes to seam sealer, I think you can tell. So we're going to end this video here. There is nothing more to be done apart from put this thing back. I don't know what this actually is. Could be a sounder, could be part of the alarm system, I don't know. And we'll put the coolant bottle back. That's really it. We will put the wiper arms on another day. Right, now I'm assuming that this could be an alarm of something. It could be an alarm because that's an earth point. This is an earth point. Now I've just cleaned this up. This was the earth point that the manual spoke about being under the coolant bottle. So that is an earth point. So presumably that bolt earths as well. So basically clean under that bolt and clean under that bolt. Now that could also be an issue of why the alarm might keep going off. But nevertheless, it's an earth point, so please clean it. Good day all.